Hello, Western Hills family. SusieShockley here. I hope everyone is staying safe and well, and when you have to go out, to be safe. Hopefully this all will be over soon, but until then, we know that God is in control. And during this time of quarantine, so to speak, we've all had time to read the Word more, get closer to God, be still with God. And one of my key words that I've been doing is called reflection. I've been reflecting on even 10 years ago when we were already hit with a disaster. And God worked many, many ways in our lives. And I know in my heart that He will always be there, never forsake us, always provides for us. And with faith and hope and love, you're not going to go wrong. I've been studying love, and I've learned that sometimes the hardest thing we have or can do is to love ourselves. And in learning to love ourselves unlocks the ability to love everyone, just as He commanded. And when the Pharisees in Matthew chapter 22, 37 through 40, the Pharisees tested Jesus with the question of, Teacher, what is the greatest commandment? And Jesus replied that, and let me read, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And this is the first commandment. And the second one is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. Wow. That's pretty amazing. We can love our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our mind. But it's kind of tough when it comes to loving your neighbor as yourself, because if we don't know how to love ourselves, it's hard to love your neighbor. We can pick and choose, but loving our neighbor is anyone that is not us. And if they are not us, we must love them like we love ourselves. You know, in Matthew 7, verse 12, it reads, so, and everything do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. And as I understand, the law is God's law, and the prophets are who God used to send the message out. And I believe today that God uses all of us as messengers. And because His plan includes every one of His children, He loves every one of us. He forgives every one of us. We just need to learn to love Him with everything we have, and to love our neighbor like we should love ourselves. And you know, when we find more time to focus on God and read in His Word, you start your prayers off with, Lord, speak to my heart. And that's what I've asked God to do. Speak to my heart. Lord, I know how to pray. And I can pray with faith, and I can pray with fervency. And you've answered many of my prayers. But Father, I'm asking you now to speak to my heart and teach me how to love myself like you love me. Because with more love in the world, Lord, it would be a different place. You know, I hope that all of you have a safe journey through the end of this virus. But I've learned, and someone reminded me of this, that really we are all the same. No matter what, no matter where, no matter what religion, we are all the same. And that saying goes that there's so much good in the worst of us, and there's so much bad in the best of us, that it doesn't behoove any of us to talk about the rest of us. Let's love one another. I look forward to seeing all of you again when we can get together in the building, love each other, and just be together. Be blessed, stay in God's Word, and know that we all love each other. Blessings.